Jason Mobley, the UC Guru, back with another product review. This week, the Avocor ALZ, a superior touchscreen Zoom Room product paired with the Logitech Meetup camera. So let's go. The Avocor ALZ. Again, ALZ stands for Avocor, partnered with Logitech, partnered with Zoom Rooms. So let's talk a little bit about unboxing. Once you unbox it, I mounted the unit on a cart. You have the Logitech Meetup. Avocor has designed a special mount to mount the Meetup to the top of the ALZ. The other interesting fact is that Avocor has designed a cable that runs USB and power through the same cable, so you don't have to actually have a separate cable running out the back of the unit. This is the OPS computer that you mount, and as you can see, all the different mounting features and the expandability. On the initial setup, you basically unscrew the cover slot here. You take the OPS and you slide it in the slot, and you're all done. From there, you run through the typical Zoom Room setup, and then it boots up. And setup time only took 4 minutes. Then I was actually into my first Zoom meeting. From a specification standpoint, the ALZ top specs include, on the audio side, an integrated microphone with 3 beamforming elements. The mic pickup was 13.1 feet. It had a 2D noise reduction. On the video side, of course, the industry standard Logitech Meetup camera with a 4K resolution, 113 degrees of horizontal field of view with right side auto framing technology. On the software side, a pluggable OPS PC. It comes with a native Zoom Room application installed on the OPS, so no software installed. And the other interesting part of the Avocor is the OPS is hardware agnostic. On the hardware side, you have in-glass intelligent touch, an Intel i7 processor with a network card, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0, 20 points of touch point, and a passive fine tip pin. On the features, the in-glass difference is really what sets this guy apart. It has a pen on paper experience with a passive pen, so no need to worry about batteries. The highest resolution possible with 8K. It has a very low latency, so no lag when you write. And it does support a multi-user collaboration where 2 people can write on the glass at the same time, and it definitely is designed for large displays. The other feature that I really like about the ALZ is that it can serve as a Zoom companion whiteboard. Now, what does that mean? You may already have a Zoom Room in the front of your conference room, but you have no whiteboarding capability. So with a Zoom companion whiteboard, you can actually put this to the side and either whiteboard in or out of a meeting. So this is what it kind of looks like. At the top, you have your front of room display, again, non-interactive, and then you have the side of room whiteboard. And when you set up the ALZ, it actually asks you, do you want to set it up as a Zoom Room or as a companion whiteboard? So now I want to show you a demo of 2 engineer friends of mine, Josh Melican and the product manager, Rob Houston, demoing the companion whiteboard.
All right, so now what we kind of want to go through is the experience that you get with the Zoom Companion Whiteboard. Again, it's that side of room whiteboarding that happens away from a front of room interactive display. And this is really great. It's a replacement for the installed whiteboard in a conference room. It's a replacement for that like mobile flip chart that you've got or a mobile whiteboard within a room that's maybe on a cart. It provides a really great experience for like those boardroom scenarios where you've got a couple great big non-interactive displays up front and you want to be able to integrate easily a side of room interactive whiteboard for on-content indication or ad hoc whiteboarding as it goes. So what we'll do is I'm going to join, I've got my Lenovo ThinkSmart Hub 500 joined here with a non-interactive Zoom Room experience. And then I've got my Zoom Companion Whiteboard joined as that same Zoom user. So everything's Avocor Test Lab 1 when you look at both of these users. I'll join meeting room here. And we'll get this meeting started. I'm gonna mute and drop my volume. And then my colleague Rob, if you want to join my personal meeting room, Rob, yeah, go ahead and hop in there. And what you'll see is this companion whiteboard is kind of a standalone away from the meeting room experience. So think of this as your big front of room, non-interactive panel. I can now see my remote participant, Rob, who's very excited to be here, which is great. And you see nothing changes on the side of room display. I have the ability to start a whiteboard session that will then take over the content sharing within my meeting experience. So now the same whiteboard features that I previously had on my front of room display with the ALZ, I've got on my front of room non-interactive panel driven by my side of room companion whiteboard. And Rob is able to see that as a far-end participant. He's able to hop in and annotate, and we can collaboratively whiteboard back and forth on this, again, the simulated side of room panel. So hey, hey Rob. All right, so then the other great thing that you can do is you can stop sharing.
Josh, you stop share.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing, and that returns my non-interactive room system back to seeing the far end video of Rob, but my companion whiteboard stays up live, so I've got companion whiteboard ready to go. And as Rob is now sharing in his content, so I can see his screen, he's sharing a presentation with me or maybe some photos. I've got this whiteboard session over here that I'm able to keep going and keep iterating on, and nothing changes over here, but I'm able to see his far end content up front. Now the big question, can I pull his content over to my interactive whiteboard, companion whiteboard, and be able to annotate on top of his slides? And the answer is yes. I've got a button right here that says switch to content. So I hit the switch to content button, and now I'm joined and I'm viewing Rob's screen sharing. And now I can see, now I can come in here, and this guy right here, this is Rob.
Imagine this is very, critical business detail about my trip to Disneyland last summer at the Millennium Falcon.
So here's Rob showing off his cool family, but I want to get back to my.
So again,
whiteboard.
just to be clear, so I'm seeing that annotation on my end, right? So this is now, we're in a mode where I had shared this into the meeting. The Hub 500 was actually, the receiving end. In a normal Zoom room, they would be able to see that content there, but not annotate it. But because Josh pulled the content over to the whiteboard on the side of the room, now you've sort of bridged from normal large room where you can see but not interact, but pulled over to that side of room whiteboard. Now he's able to actually annotate on that. So was that, if this was yesterday and these were the slides that we were reviewing before, we could be marking up those slides, saving, and again, the way annotation in Zoom works is once you've kind of written that up, you can save that view. That becomes, okay, on that slide, make these changes, and that goes out as a JPEG, right? So this is, to the question from Thomas, all those that annotation that he's doing is showing up back on my screen. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So the great part about this is now I'm seeing Rob's content. I'm annotating over on top of it. It's reflected on both my non-interactive in-room system and also far-end participants. But I've got an option down here that says switch to whiteboard. So now I'm able to go back to my whiteboard session. It doesn't change my in-room experience. It doesn't change what Rob sees on the far end. But now I'm able to come into my whiteboard and continue iterating on this interactive whiteboard system. So I can add a second page, and I can be, I can say page 2, and I'm continuing my notes. And now I want to switch back to what Rob had. I can say switch to content. It's going to bounce back to what Rob has on his screen, including my rich content that I've got over top of his image that he's got up here, and I can keep talking about this, and we can keep annotating and collaborating, which is really great. Allows you that flexibility to bounce in and out of whiteboard, in and out of content annotation without losing your annotation layering that you've got.
Now I wanted to give you a demo of the Avocor ALZ. One thing that sets this apart is the type of glass that it has. And this is a in-touch type of glass, and it is beautiful in the way that it writes. Number one, you're probably wondering why I have a glove. Well, during COVID-19, I wanted to show you that you can even write with a glove on, no issues whatsoever. Now, I've looked at a lot of different pens, and this pen that they have has a fine tip point, and I just love the way that it writes. It's nice and smooth. frictionless. There's no delay whatsoever. But again, whether you decide to use your hand or the pen, it writes beautifully. Now, this is a lot of real estate. And again, I wanted to point out that the Logitech Meetup is mounted directly to the back of the unit. And this particular camera is industry standard conference room camera and really first in class in this type of camera. But again, the writing experience on the ALZ is some of the best that I've ever seen, and I hope that you try it out too. Let's talk a little bit about expansion and connectivity. This unit has a ton of expansion. 4x HDMI 2.0, 1x DisplayPort. You have 3 touch input USB 2.0s, 1 touch input USB 3.0, IR input, 1 audio input, 1 audio out, 1 optical, 1 RS-232, Ethernet or Wi-Fi, and again, hardware agnostic. So for the overall rating on the Avocor ALZ setup, absolute 10. Features, 10. Integration, 10. Expandability, 10. Price with a 9. But again, with this nice glass experience, I do believe you get what you pay for with an overall rating of 9.8. Excellent job, Avocor. If you're interested in me reviewing any Zoom hardware or software related products, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to give you a review. Keep in mind that I do not work for Avocor. I do not work for Zoom. I'm simply a customer providing reviews on products to show you guys what they look and feel like. Again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And during COVID-19, please stay healthy and stay safe.